For a moment and talk a bit about people, searching for people and people experiences. If I search for the name of a person, for example, Björn, this is a very common name in Norway and also in Microsoft. So if I search in a generic people search experience or people picker, I'll get a name or a list of 100 Björns and with no good idea about who I'm searching for. But in the Oslo experience, it's surfacing all the Björns that are closely related colleagues to me, because the Codename Oslo experience and the Office Graph knows who I collaborate with on a regular basis. So you can see the people that are appearing here are people in the fast dev and test organization, and in fact Bjørnstein and Bjørn Elvim are within my team in Norway. And there's another guy that shows up here that you may be familiar with, Bjørn Olstad. He leads our group in Norway, the FAST team. I think he did a keynote here at the European SharePoint conference back in 2011. He's a very interesting guy to go look at in the Oslo experience. So if we load up his people page, Bjørn is as head of our group in FAST. He is very much our ambassador and spearhead in collaboration with other groups within Microsoft. So going in and looking at his people page and seeing who he collaborates with and the documents that he is working on is a great way to get a picture of what is the FAST team working on, what are our priorities, what's relevant for our organization. So this is a great way for me to stay in touch with what's going on in our group. So you can tell. I think some of you, or many of you, will probably recognize some of the names of the people that Bjørn is working with. We have people like Jeff Tieber, who I'm sure many of you are familiar with. So Bjørn obviously works closely with Jeff on delivering search for SharePoint and the Codename Oslo experience. And similarly, there's a guy here called Adam Pisoni. Some of you may be familiar with him. He leads the Yammer team that we are doing a lot of work with to make sure that we integrate content and signals from Yammer into the Office Graph and the Codename Oslo experience. Perhaps less depends on your knowledge of Microsoft, but this guy Harvinder, he's in the Exchange team and also an important colleague and collaborator with the FAST team, given that our team delivers search for Exchange on the server, and we have a lot of good collaboration with Exchange on how to integrate signals and content from Exchange and email into the Office Graph and making it appear in the Codename Oslo experience. So this is providing me with a great picture of the key people, the key organizations within Microsoft that I should be aware of and should be working with. If I want to stay aligned with what Bjørn is thinking of and doing. And so how does Oslo know that Bjørn is working with these people? Well, we put in a lot of work to look at all the workloads, the products that are part of the Office 365 suite, and make sure that relevant signals about collaboration and activity is included in the Office graph. So we do separate between private activity and public activity. So, for example, the fact that Bjørn maybe emails frequently with a set of people will change and enhance his view of what's relevant for him, but we actually separate that out, and we don't use that to present who he's working with. This information about who Bjørn is working with is actually based on public collaboration. For example, if he's co-authoring documents in OneDrive or public SharePoint sites, that's information that will feed into the graph and help the graph understand that this is somebody that Bjørn is collaborating with in a public forum. Other signals that we use are, for example, if people are members of the same distribution lists. That tends to be a strong signal that they collaborate closely and that we can use to associate them. And that's also public information that anyone can find. And also on Bjørn's people page, there will be documents about that will show what's trending around Bjørn and his organization. So that's also relevant for me to go and look at to see what are the documents that's being actively worked on in Bjørn's organization. What are the things that he's actively authoring himself.